Good afternoon, Ghana. It's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
51 days to the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. Hashtag Stop Galamsey now still on. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. The Midday News is live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra. In Kumasi, we are on Love 99.5 FM. We are live on myjoyonline.com. Live in all 16 regions of Ghana. Ganga FM in Jirapa. A1 Radio in Bogatanga. We're on X Spaces. We're on Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. This afternoon, the fate of 4 MPs, including the second Deputy Speaker of Parliament, hangs in the balance as the Speaker of Parliament prepares to deliver a crucial ruling on their continued membership. The decision could have significant implications for the current composition and dynamics of the 8th Parliament.
We clearly cannot sit in the chamber without our leader in our front. It's really that simple.
However, ahead of the ruling, legal experts remain divided on the matter.
What power does the President Secretary have writing to the Clerk of Parliament, and not the President himself writing directly to?
Now, VRA senior staff storms Parliament over bills proposing to merge VRA and Bui Power Authority, despite assurances by the minister that the bills be dropped.
That the bills brought before the Parliament should be rejected by the honourable members of this Parliament, that it is not going to inure to the benefit of the people of this country.
Also, Ghana's energy sector is facing a severe crisis as mounting debts and inefficiencies deplete its revenue reserves, putting its World Bank lifeline at risk.
So now we can no longer get our oil revenues. It's $170 million. The latest LC. They've drawn the whole amount. So if that is not restored, it means that the World Bank guarantee will be called. It means that the whole of Ghana has defaulted.
We have details of that in sports.
Ghana's Black Satellites face Benin in the Waffle Zone Bay opener as head coach Desmond Ofer vows to secure AFCON qualification.
And much later, we'll get to hear from the Electoral Commission as it says it will announce presidential results in all the 16 regional coalition centres before the final results are announced in a bid to ensure transparency and foster trust. So that and more in this afternoon's edition of the Midday News. I am Emefa Apawu. Please do stay on for details. Many thanks for your company. This is your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. We start off from Parliament and the stage is set. The RSE and the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Kingsford Sumana Gbagbing, is set to deliver his ruling on whether or not 4 MPs, Aguna West, Cynthia Morrison, MP for Suhum, Kojo Asante, Fomena MP, Andrew Esiama, and a Memphis Central MP, Kwachiaka, should be removed and their seats declared vacant. Their charge is that they have filed to contest the 2024 parliamentary election as independent candidates, which the NDC minority believes infringes the 1992 constitution. Well, the outcome of the ruling will have consequences for the current composition of the 8th Parliament. The reason? Legal opinions are divided. Former Speaker Professor Michael Kwei's ruling in 2020 led to the declaration of the Fomena MP Andrew Isiama's seat vacant, and the current Speaker expects to dismiss the petition from the minority.
It's for the party to now complain. And if there's anything, it is for the Speaker now to hear that person. You know that it's an action against an individual. Mm-hmm. It's an action against an individual. Those people who are calling for certain removals, have they heard them? No. That is the end of the matter. You cannot pronounce anybody guilty. You cannot kick a member of parliament from parliament unless there's a process of hearing him or giving him or her the chance to be heard. The current Speaker is a very experienced man. He's one of the fundamentals of Parliament. He has been in Parliament from 93. And I've known him as a very, very strong member of Parliament. He likes and he loves Parliament. I believe that he will go by the way that I'm talking about.
So that's the former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Kyei. Now, the Dean of the University for Professional Studies, Law Faculty, Professor Kofi Abuchi, believes anybody, including MPs and constituents, can petition for the removal of any MP.
The whole repercussion is so huge that one party cannot have an exclusive right to mediate the process. And that is why, in my opinion, everybody actually technically has a right to report this. In fact, members of parliament can do that. The parties can do that. Non-members of parliament, ordinary Ghanaian citizens, can petition the Speaker of Parliament to ensure that such an anomaly is rectified if ever a thing like that happens. So I do not think that ordinarily this is exclusively vested in the party, for which cause in the absence of the party's report, anything can't happen. The Constitution says that the person shall primarily take the step himself. A person becomes disqualified if he crosses carpets.
Here we have a situation where an independent member of parliament is doing business with the majority side, decides to contest on the ticket of the majority party that he does business with. You have an NDC member of parliament who says, I want to contest as an independent candidate. However, he has not said that he is going to change position in this parliament. How does that amount to crossing carpet?
So those making an argument that the president should be heard or the people should be heard, it's a legitimate argument. It's a legitimate argument because we'll have to investigate whether or not they are actually seeking to lead the parties for which they are members. So it's not just a declaration that I'm going to contest on the ticket of the party, but it is a decision to want to lead the party in the current circumstances of things. A member of parliament is not representing himself. And if he's kicked out unlawfully, among the consequences, as I've indicated earlier, you are depriving a whole group of people representation in parliament. It's a decision that is not to be taken lightly, and therefore, while there must be consequences for constitutional breaches, those consequences must be arrived at not lightly, just so that we ensure that ultimately, as I indicated, we do not compromise not only the Constitution itself, but also the very people that a member of parliament represents.
That's the Dean for University of Professional Studies Law Faculty, Professor Kofi Abuchi there, speaking on the Super Morning Show. Let's take you live to Parliament. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante joins us on the line for more updates. Kweku, what's the mood? All eyes on Parliament this afternoon. What's happening?
Well, the sitting is yet to begin. In fact, we have been waiting for the Speaker of Parliament to gavel the House in session. Both his deputy speakers have not been around since this House started sitting last Tuesday. And so that has meant that whenever the Speaker of Parliament himself is not around, sitting will not begin. And that is why sitting has delayed past the usual 10 a.m. that we expected it to start. And that is the big anticipation in the House. A lot of MPs talking among themselves. What exactly will the Speaker decide? Will he decide in favor of the minority who have argued that those 4 seats must be declared vacant immediately? Or he will take the view that the majority side's argument are right, that you need to hear these people and you need to do something more than just a way of petition or statement on the floor of the House. So it is a House of huge anticipation today, and we expect that will be the major business that the House will deal today. The other people have come in, there are few bills for consideration, but we expect that the Speaker's ruling on this matter will take center stage in terms of how proceedings go today in Parliament, Emefa.
Well, I'm sure you have your ears and eyes in the office of the Speaker. Do we have a clear indication that ruling will certainly happen today, and where exactly it will go?
Well, they don't confirm that the Speaker of Parliament will do that. And in fact, if you look at the other paper, it says that the Speaker may communicate any formal communication to the Parliament of Ghana. But we're already getting some hearing, some understanding of what exactly the Speaker may be lingering, what may be thinking about. We understand the Speaker of Parliament is tilting towards setting up a committee or asking an existing committee to do that job. So either he will put up another committee to verify the facts. For instance, have these persons all filed independent candidates? What do their respective party constitutions say, and how does all that have a bearing on the Constitution of Ghana and the standing orders of the House? We understand that is what the Speaker of Parliament is leaning in towards right now, and may not outrightly come to the floor of the House and declare that these 4 seats have been declared vacant. It will be consequent and based on these actions that this committee that we expect the Speaker to put together will do before that will be brought. We understand the Speaker is also taking issues with some of the procedure adopted by the leadership on the minority side, either by way of a statement that the minority leader did on the floor on Tuesday, or the specifics of the petition sent by former minority leader Haruna Idris. So all these are outstanding matters for which reason the Speaker of Parliament, we understand, and it's not confirmed yet, we expect him to come out here and read his full ruling, is leaning towards putting up a committee together to investigate this matter. We understand he'll give them a very short time to do this job, present a report to the House, and then consequent on that, the Speaker of Parliament will decide.
That's Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante, and definitely we'll be getting back to Kweku. There's more from Parliament that we have to deal with, so Kweku, stay with me. But a while longer on this particular matter, the Amenfi West MP, who is also a subject of controversy, Yaw Akyem Kyei, says he's ready to collaborate with the NDC to retain the seat following the disqualification of the parliamentary candidate Joanna Jan Kujo by the Electoral Commission. Well, this follows that petition to the EC claiming that there is a pending order of interlocutory injunction restraining the Commission from recognizing Mrs. Kujo as the parliamentary candidate for the party. Speaking on Newsnight, Mr. Akyem said he's ready to work with the party.
I believe that we can collaborate. There's no need to stretch this matter at all. No. Sometimes certain things happen for good. Like the Bible says, all things work together for good to them that love God and are called according to his purpose. So that now I filed as an independent, but I could stand in as a candidate for the NDC. So I think it went well for the party.
He insists he's still an NDC member in spite of the party's move to remove him from Parliament.
Sometimes we need to take certain decisions. I feel that even if this lady had been disqualified, if Joanna Jan has been disqualified, it means that the party should be grateful that I'm a party member. I'm a member of the Parliament for the party, and looking filed as an independent. So what is the problem? We should all come together. In case I win, I'm still an NDC person. I've not resigned. So these things do happen. So I don't think that I've treated the party badly.
Well, the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Gbandi, says the timing of the disqualification by the EC is questionable.
This just happened. We haven't even had, our attention has not been drawn to it. It will be a surprise. But we'll look into the issues and then advise ourselves appropriately.
Well, I think that again, the EC is opening a window for the MPP to bite at the NDC. And so all of this is maliciously motivated. So Electoral Commission cannot say that because of the previous matter, he is restraining the candidate from contesting. This issue is subject to litigation. We'll go back and reconvene and deal with it appropriately.
That's the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. They're dealing with the issue about Amenfi Central and that disqualification. But Kweku is still with me on the line because there's another vexed matter that we need to deal with. The Volta River Authority staff, the senior staff there, they've taken their protest to Parliament today. Kweku, they were in the House. What exactly are their concerns?
Well, Emefa, they insist that those bills that is seeking to merge the Volta River Authority and Buipa Authority must not go through. Those bills ordinarily have not been laid in the House, but they have been presented to the clerk to Parliament and are still within the domain of Parliament. They had met the Minister for Energy, Herbert Krapper. The Minister had assured them that these bills were not going to go through, but they are still in Parliament, for which reason they insist they must be withdrawn. Listen to Theophilus Tesahia. He's the National Chairman of the BRA Senior Staff Association.
And we have issues with these bills, and we have put up a petition. We submitted it to the President of the State, the Vice President, the Chief of Staff, the Honorable Speaker of Parliament. We have also made copies to all the 275 members of Parliament of this House. And our demand is very simple. What we are saying is that the Volta River Authority is very efficient, is reliable, and the power from the Volta River Authority generation plants are the cheapest in this country. Therefore, we are asking that the bills brought before the Parliament should be rejected by the honorable members of this Parliament, that it is not going to inure to the benefit of the people of this country. We are saying that the Volta River Authority is a national security asset.
That's Theophilus Tete Ahia is the chairman of the VRA Senior Staff Association. They're speaking in Parliament a while ago. We're still along on the energy front because the Ghana's energy sector is facing severe crises with ballooning debt and management inefficiencies threatening its support from the World Bank. We can hear from a minority spokesperson on energy, John Jinapon, on his concerns.
With the power situation, there have been some erratic power supply. Even yesterday, they had to curtail some power because the system is going through very difficult moments. ECG in 2022 made a loss of 10 billion, 2023 a loss of 6 billion. So in 2 years, they've made a loss of 16 billion. The losses have moved up from 22% to 30%. Yesterday, Sinona Sogle shut down all their plants, 560 megawatts, over close to $250 million worth of debt. Sinona Sogle has shut down. Car Power has drawn down on the LC, which means that our oil is encumbered now. Because the oil was the backup for the LC. So now we can no longer get our oil revenues. It's $170 million, the Letasco LC. They've drawn the whole amount.
When did that happen?
Last month. Then ENI has also drawn the Barclays Bank LC $450 million. So if that is not restored, it means that the World Bank guarantee will be called. And when the World Bank guarantee is called, it means that the whole of Ghana has defaulted. And it has serious implications. Talo, since January, they've not been paid even $1. And I can just check on the PRC website. 1.8 billion cedis so far is not being paid.
Well, he highlights the imprudent measures taken by management to sustain operations despite the availability of cheaper alternatives.
The PRC has stated that even the cash waterfall mechanism is not being adhered to. They rather now use the money to buy light crude oil, $40 million per month. By the end of this year, $480 million of light crude oil. Our position is that that could have been used to build the second gas processing plant. We handed over the Atuapo gas processing plant with all the pipeline infrastructure. In the 8 years, not even 1 kilometer of pipeline has been added. And so today there's a shortfall of gas and they are buying light crude oil.
Isn't gas cheaper?
Gas is the cheapest.
So why are we?
That is the problem I have with this government. Why would you focus on buying light crude oil when Talo has declared that they have 100 SCAF available?
Well, reacting to the issues, key member of the Baumia campaign team, Nana Kumia, believes the issues will be resolved.
I have every confidence that whatever difficulties there are, they will be resolved, because I cannot see how we are going to go into any prolonged doomsday. I mean, I in my area, we had 1 or 2 outages 2 weeks ago, but we haven't had any. I don't know how widespread it is, but whatever it is, I have every confidence that it would be resolved.
That's Nana Kumia, the key member of the Baumia campaign team. Let's breeze through the election headquarters now.
Election Headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol Platinum Energy, Energizing Dreams, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants (CIMA) and the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants (AICPA), together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental, Wellness and Beauty, Shopbox Technologies, a convenient service, Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging the gap for positive youth development, and Syntex Tanks. A strong, a tough.
And the Electoral Commission this afternoon says will announce the presidential results in each of the 16 regional coalition centers before the final results are declared. He's been speaking at the launch of Kodeo's 2024 Election Day Observation and Post-Election Activities. My colleague Kenneth Jesse is there for us, joins us on the line. Tell us more, Ken.
Well, so this is a major shift from the presidential declaration we are used to, where the EC chair declared the cumulative results at its headquarters. This time, according to the EC's Deputy Chairman, Boss Masari, the presidential election results from all the regions will be declared at the 16 regional coalition centers to ensure transparency and fairness.
We've employed somebody who is going to work as a coalition officer. The commission has noticed that 2 days to the elections, our district officers, returning officers, they don't get to rest. And these are the same people who will be doing the collation on the December 7th. So we've decided that let's employ people with statistics, mathematical background. So for each constituency, we are going to have someone who will support with the collation. And at the regional level, we are going to have that. And when you look at the structure of the presidential, the current CI 127 allows what we call regional collation. So for the presidential election, after the polling station, all the results from the polling stations will be taken to the constituency collation centers. So from the constituency collation center, then all the results will now go to the regional collation centers. So what the commission is doing is that we are going to announce presidential results for each region. And the parties are well aware.
That's Dr. Bosman Osari, Deputy Chair of the Electoral Commission. Now, Ghana's creative contents, including music and movies, will for the first time start streaming on the local platform from November. As Vice President and flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia says all arrangements towards the launch of this platform have been completed. Speaking on interaction with players in the creative industry as part of campaigns ahead of the 2024 elections, the Vice President expressed confidence the new platform will help Ghanaian creative maximize profits from their intellectual property.
All the streaming platforms like Spotify are all externally owned. So when we put our music on those platforms, the returns in terms of the payments are very little. And so the issue for us of making sure we have a streaming platform locally for music and put in all the catalogs from A to Z that we can find in Ghana, so that has been something that has needed to be done for a long time to facilitate the tracking, collection and distribution of royalties. And on the streaming platform, I am very happy to let you know that the work has been completed. We're ready to outdoor this new local streaming platform for Ghanaian musicians and film producers. Next month, which is the month of November, we will launch Ghana's first local streaming platform.
And that's Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, also the presidential candidate of the NPP. Now, the NDC presidential candidate John Dramani Mahama is also set for a 2-day tour of the Greater Accra region, starting with the Ningo Pram constituency as his first port of call. He's expected to hold community engagement programs, interact with key stakeholders in various communities, and hold discussions with players in the informal and formal sectors. My colleague Maxo Agbagba is with the team and will join us shortly with details of that particular tour. This is the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM, live on myjoyonline.com, on X Spaces, also in affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, made possible by Petrosol, energizing dreams. And then also, when we return, we have more. We have sports, and then 20-year-old allegedly confesses to beheading younger brother near Kwamo in the Ashanti region. You want to stay for details.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a Petrosol station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
Ghana, it is saying, do you have a human resource technology or AI-inspired product or service the world should know about? Join visionaries behind some of today's cutting-edge AI and HR technologies at the Global Conference on Human Resources in Africa on October 24th and 25th at the prestigious Labadi Beach Hotel. Showcase your product or service and let's explore the emergence and dynamics of AI and HR technologies in Africa. Benefits of sponsoring and exhibiting include direct access to a global community of forward-thinking HR professionals, professionals, widespread recognition, enhanced brand visibility, and influence in the HR sector. Plus, demo your tech product and tool at our educational seminar and let participants interact with it firsthand. Hear from our keynote speaker, Johnny C. Taylor Jr., President and CEO of SHRM Global, and other distinguished speakers. Sponsors and partners include Rigwell Solutions Limited, Access Pension Trust, Delta Airlines, Adansi Travels, National Labor Commission, SHRM Global, SHRM Forum Ghana, CIHRM Ghana, Strategic HR Professionals, and more. Visit gchrafrica.com to register today or call 055-408-1727 for more information. Be part of this transformative gathering to empower Africa's workforce. See you there.
I'm saying that Ghana must not introduce free SHS on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician. Many mistakes have been made by countries in Africa already with free SHS.
Akufado, minya wudienye, wuye bwe, Bawumia, minya wudienye, wuye bwe.
Hey, Mami Jamefua, why are you so excited this hot afternoon?
My sister, when I remember what free SHS has done for me and my children, I can't help but be happy for what Nanado and Dr. Bawumia have done. You remember when I lost my husband who was the breadwinner?
Yes, I remember very well.
There was no hope for my 3 children to go to school until Nanado and Dr. Bawumia introduced free SHS. Now my children, Kofi, Esi, and Kojo, attend all these big schools. In fact, do you know they are saying they want to review it? That's one. Some of their people are saying that they should cancel. Others too are saying they should make some people pay the fees.
Hey, they want to do their thing again. Who is going to pay and who will be going for free? They want to push we the poor people aside and start using their connection men and protocol to access the free SHS life-changing policy.
That is why we have to do everything in our civil rights to make sure they don't come and spoil this good thing for us.
This free SHS policy that Mahama and his people said is not possible, but now see.
It is possible. This year, we are voting to protect the free SHS. Vote Dr. Bawumia, number 1 on the ballot.
The luckiest.
*712#.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah.
Here's to the friends who dialed *712# and found no regrets. To the investors who struck gold. To the health workers who diagnosed luck with precision. To the tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, here's to you. Your next big win is right here.
Luck is everywhere, for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Dial *712#. Now join in the luckiest winning celebration. Every 1st July 2024. Over dial *712#. Now I to take it through as a group, individual, and now even as a community. Now win Nistika Kessie. Prizes are Kessie in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with *712#. Now join in the winning streak now.
The luckiest.
*712#.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Midday News. Mubarak, you have sports.
Yes, Emefa. So tonight, Ghana's under-20 side, the Black Satellites, they face Benin in their opening match of the WAFU-B qualifiers. Now, the Ghana head coach Desmond Ofair has vowed to ensure they attain a victory today.
I'll do everything I can to prepare this team to qualify for the AFCON, which is in January in Ivory Coast. I think it will not only mean a lot for me, but I think for the nation as well. We are starving a bit for success. It hasn't been easy, like I just mentioned, with our under-17, under-20 Black Princesses came back from Colombia, couldn't make it out of the group stages. So I think it's time for us to put the nation back on the maps, which Coach Bazigi did by qualifying to the World Cup, of course, and we want to do the same.
Yeah, Desmond Ofair is the head coach of the Black Satellites.
Thank you very much, Mubarak. And just before we head out, Mami Senior Mitchell Thompson joins me on that Amenfi Central disqualification. We have the very latest on that. The NDC has made a move.
Indeed, Emefa, they filed an interlocutory injunction at the High Court, and they're seeking the court for an order to restrain the defendant, which is the EC, from printing of the ballot papers and notice of poll for the purposes of the 2024 parliamentary election, specifically for the Emefa Central constituency, until the final determination of the substantive suit upon the ground stated in the accompanying affidavit, until everything is settled, Emefa.
Okay, well, we definitely have details of that, and we know that the NDC is also going to hold a press conference much later this afternoon. We have our ears and eyes on that particular issue for you, and I apologize that I'm not able to bring you that story on the 20-year-old allegedly confessing to beheading younger brother near Kwamu in the Ashanti region. My colleague Clinton Yeboah has more of that. I'll bring that to you subsequently. And that's it for the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more when you log on to myjoyonline.com. Living Word with Pastor Mensel Tabel, Taking Bold Steps, episode 4 is up next. I am Emefa Apawu. Many thanks for your company. Have a good afternoon.